Hello guys, my name is Dr. Deepak and today we have with us Dr. Kaushiki who secured rank of 3125 in NEET PG 25 from 70K in NEET PG 24. So आज हमें पता चलेगा कि क्या स्ट्रेटजी थी 70K से इतना बड़ा जंप मारने के लिए एंड कांग्रेचुलेशन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deepak, and thank you for creating virtual library for people like us who are studying at home and cannot find a good library or a base nearby. And I joined your library I had broken my foot and I was stuck on a chair. I couldn't move here and there. That's when I joined your library, and my concentration was also gone. So I used to keep my phone aside and join the library on my phone, and then I used to sit down and study along with you guys. And I did not utilize it very well because I joined it very late, like around April, end of April. So I think this initiative is something on another level, and I've heard people are trying to copy this initiative a lot, but I think yours is the original one, and you also are so connected to all of us. You know, we can ask you stuff, we can ask each other stuff on the groups and every place. So thank you for creating this initiative, and it is also one of the main reasons that I could, concentrate on my studies, because sitting alone in the home, your concentration is always haywire. You're concerned about something else that is going on. So thank you for creating this, firstly. And
Thank you.
secondly, I joined BTR like everybody has this
So
year.
what was your strategy in 70K that you go to 70K with internship, right? So
Yeah.
what were your strategy that time and what changes you made after the result?
Okay, I was actually using the main videos and reading the notes that I had made earlier, like in my MBBS years, whatever notes that I had made, I was trying to study them, and I was using this first aid book along with that. But then by the end of it, I realized that I cannot retain a lot of things from there. So I did like BTR for a month, and whatever I could retain, I tried to, and then I went for my first attempt of NEET PG, and it was very devastating. I had gotten the second round of the test, and I sort of lost all of my confidence midway through the exams. So I realized that somewhere or the other, BTR is a very good resource, but you have to utilize it very well, right? You can read all the theory you want. You can read theory from anywhere you want to. But at the end of the day, BTR provides you that constricted information. Like information is there at one place. You're able to relate different subjects. And then ma'am is also having those ENDs and everything for us, where she actually makes you think in a certain way. You know, she helps you to think like kaise options ko eliminate karoge, how the options are going to, like fool you ki this can be the answer just because it's written there. You don't have to mark that. So that is something that changed. I religiously followed BTR this year, and all of the tests and discussions that ma'am has asked us to do, I used to do it with her. Some places where I knew that I'm weak, like pharmacology and a couple of other subjects, I also referred to like the main marrow videos or the main notes that I had made already. So I used to and GRG sir for pharmacology, obviously. So I followed at couple of places I followed them, and also I did a couple of Q banks where I knew that this topic is something that I need to get into the depth of. Rest of it, then BTR is like more than enough for the rest of it.
Okay, so like when you go to 70K rank and you started preparation for 3125, so how you find out like, okay, this was my mistake, I should work on that.
It was more like I just started. I did not sit down and say ki. Firstly, I did not blame anybody. I blamed myself that I did not study well. I did not use the proper strategies that were required for this exam. And secondly, I sat down and I started studying. I said, okay, whatever is wherever I am having an issue, I will just start studying. I'll find that issue while I'm studying, and I'll read it along with that only. So if you sit down and start thinking कि क्या मुझे नहीं आता, तो ऐसे तो you will think कि तुम्हें कुछ भी नहीं आता है. At any point of time, even after you have done everything, I think 2 days before the exams, if anybody would have asked me कि tell me this or तुम्हारा weak topic क्या है, I couldn't have pointed out and said, क्योंकि everything felt so overwhelming at every point of time. So I would just sit down, I would start studying, and I would feel कि हाँ, pharmacology, when I gave GTs, I would see wherever I'm getting less marks, doing less questions, I'm attempting less questions all in all of that particular subject. So I used to pick out those subjects, work on those topics that were asked in the GTs. And that is how you are going to, get those questions that or topics where you have to get into the depth of those topics.
Okay. So what was your GT score in starting initial days and how it improved?
Initial days, my GT score, I think the first GT I ever gave was before the first NEET PG attempt, and my score was, I think, 83. At 83 questions I attempted, and I think the score was even worse than that. So somehow I was not even giving that many GTs in my first attempt as well. Then I started giving GTs regularly during this attempt. And at any point of time, if somebody asks me, I've never gotten a number, like the number of questions that I get correct have never been more than 140. The maximum I've got is 140 corrects. So even like the last GT that I gave, I had 130 corrects. And I literally cried in the evening ki I don't think I can make it through. And I was telling my mom, and my mom is like, chill, theek hai, if you haven't prepared well, then you won't get marks. So my mom is like, just sit down and study. That's all you can do. So I said, okay, I'll revise everything and I'll go. And I did not, at any point of time, I did not get any like correct questions or marks where I could just say, sit up and say, see, I have got good marks and I can get good marks there. I was very disappointed with every GT that I gave. And yeah, that is how I would say my journey went with the GTs.
Like how well you did a GT analysis?
GT analysis is something that is very important. You have to, like, no matter what marks you have gotten. I know in initial days it used to get very overwhelming because there were 99 incorrect questions, or like there were 10-15 questions that you didn't know anything about and you left them. So it takes time, but the same evening, whenever I gave the exams, the same evening I used to sit down and make a paper of whatever, I've made a mistake in or wherever my concept was lacking. And initially, I just gave like 1 or 2 GTs per month. So that was manageable. One day I could manage, a whole day for GT I could manage. But in the end, even my incorrect started to get around 80, 70. So I could do them in like 3 to 4 hours. And those 3 to 4 hours, I used to open my chote copy at one place and keep a sheet of paper. And I used to write like whatever mistakes I know I'm making again and again in my choti copy, and whatever new things that I'm facing, I used to write in my paper. And then when I'm studying that subject, I used to refer to that paper at least once, so that I can put it there, or if there is something I can write down in my main notes.
So and how many questions MCQs you did every day?
Every day, okay. Initially, I started with 50 questions per day, and like when I broke my foot and everything, so I stopped doing questions at all. I would do like 10-15 questions. But yeah, there was one thing that I constantly did was I used to do all the PYQs. At night, I used to have a 50 question PYQ every day. But like QBank or other custom module questions, I used to do very less, not a lot of questions. But like in the last 1.5 months, I used to do 150 questions per day, almost 150 to 200 questions per day.
Okay, means approx 1 GT daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And like when after the your 70K attempt, you started preparation, like how you planned your first revision, then second revision, then third revision, like how many days you allotted to them, and what was your strategy?
Okay. Like Zainab, I was following Zainab ma'am. So she used to give us like these timelines where you can finish all of these things. And I used to tweak her timeline a little bit according to myself, where I used to, add GTs or add a little bit like those mini tests or something I used to add in between. But I used to follow like the cutoff timelines that she's given. Like if there is a test and discussion on maybe 8th, so by 7th evening, I used to pack up everything. If there is something left, I used to leave it. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But till then, till 7th, whatever she has given for us to complete, I used to complete that. A little bit of everything is going to be left every time. Like even in my last revision, I was not satisfied with everything that I've read. I felt like I could read something a couple of times more. And even during my NEET PG exam, I made a mistake of a question that I had done 2 to 3 times with ma'am. But just because I had not seen it in the last 2 weeks, I made a mistake. And after the whole set changed, I realized that I've made a mistake there. So something or the other is going to be left out, right? And you have to be very accepting towards that. You just like I use Zenman's timetables, and I think a lot of people are giving timetables now. You just have to listen to one timetable and tweak it according to yourself. Like have the cutoff dates according to yourself, so that you can also finish things and look after your personal life as well. And yeah, more or less, it was like that only. I used to follow whatever ma'am is saying.
ओके लाइक होता है ना कि बिल्कुल लास्ट के डेज में जब चले गए हैं, अब समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि याद ही नहीं हो रही चीजें, आई फॉरगेट एवरीथिंग। बहुत बहुत बार लो फेज भी आते हैं फिर एंड में जाके।
Yeah.
तो उसकी क्या स्ट्रेटजी थी? और मेजोरिटी जो लास्ट के जो 10 days थे, हाउ यू प्लान दोस 10 days?
Okay, I can show you a small note
तो
that I had made.
तो
This
तो
was my plan for the last 10 days. I know it looks very busy, but this is how I used to plan my days. Like I used to keep a lot of things in the days, because I know if I keep a lot of things, at least something is going to be completed, right? So, and getting overwhelmed with 19 subjects is very obvious. Like nobody is safe from getting overwhelmed, feeling bad about themselves, and feeling insecure of whatever rank you're gonna get. And I used to talk to my friend as well, and she also used to tell me, "Ki, bro, I'm feeling like this, and currently I'm not able to read anything." And there was like literally one complete day where I just read for 4 hours, maybe in the morning, and the whole of the day I was not reading anything because I just couldn't open the books. But you have to tell yourself that you have had a very long journey till then. You know, from giving first attempt of your NEET PG, Inicet, then another attempt of Inicet, and then coming to NEET PG. You've had a very long journey, right? And you are giving everything for this journey. You are studying day and night. Maybe you're not living with your parents, you're living away from your homes. So you have to sit down and realize that you've worked hard till here. And in the last 10 days, you cannot just leave one whole day कि यार मुझसे पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही. It will be very foolish कि यार मुझसे पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही, तो मैं अपने पेपर से 10 दिन पहले पढ़ाई नहीं करूंगा just because I don't feel like it. It's not like that. Okay, don't do that. I would tell everybody कि just tell yourself कि I've worked hard for a lot of days, and if I leave in these 10 days, then all of my hard work is going to be pointless. So I don't want my hard work to be pointless, right?
Okay. At last, like someone who got a rank of around 70K, 80K, or maybe 1 lakh or 1 lakh plus, and now if she or he is listening to you, like you scored got rank 3125. Someone wanted to be in top 5,000. It is possible at one lakh rank. And what's your opinion on that? What do you want to tell to them?
I would just say all of my contemporaries and all of my juniors, I just want to tell you guys, you were coming from, I also came from a deemed university. Okay. And I think up till my fifth standard, I was considered particularly a dumb child, right? She cannot cope up with maths and everything. And I've been put in a lot of stereotypes all of my life. And like when I joined private college, everybody would gossip and tell me कि अब कुछ नहीं होगा. Even our professors in the private college used to tell us कि you are nowhere. You are nowhere in the strata, and you've done nothing in your life. And even when I got my rank 70,000, I was told again, ki you will not amount to anything. But you have to find it in yourself to, work hard for yourself. There is this, I have heard somewhere that there is always this one patient that is going to be saved by you, and only you can save that patient. So work hard for that patient. You know, there is going to be some family emergency जिसके लिए आपको डॉक्टर बनाया गया. And one thing Zakir Khan also says is always dream big. बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें बोलो अपने आप से, क्या पता भगवान सुन रहे हो और वो बोल दे तथास्तु. So always dream big, always dream of getting a rank 1. Okay, only then you can get a rank till here. I would tell my parents that I'll get a rank under 50, and they were laughing कि आ गई under 50. I was like, government तो मिल गया ना, जो मुझे चाहिए था वो मिल गया. So that is something you have to dream big. You have to dream so big that everybody starts laughing at your dreams. कि यार ये क्या सोच रहा है तू? But you have to. There has to be somewhere in your brain कि nag कर रहा है तुमको कि यार नहीं मुझे करना है. No matter what rank I've gotten, no matter which college I come from, no matter मेरे 10th standard में 70% आए थे, 60% आए थे, doesn't matter. Today, if you're done with your MBBS, everyone has the potential to get a rank 1 in NEET PG and get a rank in Inicet as well. You just have to sit down and start studying. You have to start somewhere.
ट्रू. मतलब आई थिंक या जो लास्ट वाला जाकिर खान वाला कि सोचना चाहिए बड़ा बिल्कुल. जस्ट नाउ आई थिंक लास्ट मंथ दिस मंथ जाकिर completed this show in Medicine Square.
Yeah.
So always dream big. So yeah, I think we have covered majority of portion, everything. And especially जो INI के लिए, do you have any suggestions for those starting for those 2 months INI?
I think you should firstly start studying. Don't be like कि मैं कल पढ़ूंगा परसों पढ़ूंगा, because कल परसों कभी नहीं पढ़ोगे. And secondly, INI, don't think of INI as something that is very big and you cannot reach there, right? Everything is achievable. And I think cracking INI can get easier than cracking NEET PG if you have a very strong base of PYQs and you are doing questions regularly. Because this time I gave my INI set and I got a 10,000 rank because I had a fracture. I did not study very well. So, but when I sat down while giving the paper, I realized that majority of the things are something that I've studied already. It's just that the way they're asking the question and the way we have thought कि INI set बहुत बड़ी चीज है is something that is stopping us from reaching there. So I would just tell all of my juniors, you have 2 weeks or 2 months and like 1 week, I believe. So just sit down and start studying and tell yourself कि हो जाएगा, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. And even INI set में rank लाना भी possible है. But you have to tell yourself कि हो जाएगा, मैं कर लूंगा. You have to push yourself that way.
Okay, so I think we have covered majority part, and thank you so much for sharing like very good insights regarding your preparation. And you are something who is spreading more positivity. And yeah, I think this preparation is all about positivity, I guess. If
You
are
have
more
to be positive.
you have to be positive because बाकी लोग तो negativity करेंगे इसे. आप भी
Exactly.
positive तो फिर क्या ही मतलब. True. So thank you so much for joining and congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deepak. Thank you.